Good morning, students. So today we move on to our last chapter in EMT of module 5, that is your application of electromagnetic waves. Okay. So what is the application? So we consider the radiation properties. Okay, that means the wave, it will propagate. So there will be radiation from a wave. So the radiation obtained from a wave, we apply it. Okay, or we make use of it in different devices. So first we go to radiation properties of a current element. So what is radiation? Radiation is a process of transmitting electrical energy. So the radiation of the waves is efficiently transmitted into space by the help of dielectric structure called antenna. Clear? So that means we will use antenna to use the EM waves and use the radiation to transmit electrical energy from one point to another point in space. So this is by use of antennas. Antennas are dielectric structures. Why dielectric structures? Because their construction is similar to a dielectric. Okay. So here you have three basically antennas. One is dipole antenna, one is parabolic reflector, one is Yugi Yada antenna. Yagi Uda antenna. Okay. So we simply have the theory in small amounts. So simply we look at the circuit diagram and we look at the theory of the antenna, then the formulas. So first is dipole antenna. So why it is called a dipole? Because dipole means it has two poles. Okay. So if you recall, a electrical dipole consists of two charges separated by a distance. Similarly, antenna contains two conductors separated by a distance. So because the antenna is like a dipole, it is called a dipole antenna. So dipole antenna, usually we take the half wave dipole. Half wave means the half wavelength is taken. Clear? Okay. So here is the definition. A half wave dipole antenna is such called because its length is half of a wavelength. So L equal to lambda by 2. So let us consider that the wavelength is lambda. So we told you that half wave dipole antenna means the total length will be equal to 1/2 of the apparent wavelength. So let the wavelength is lambda. So length becomes lambda by 2. So because we are taking half of length or half of wavelength, it is called half wave dipole antenna. Clear? So then what is the construction? So look at here the construction. It consists of thin wire fed or excited at the midpoint by a voltage source connected to antenna by a transmission line. So here are the two conductors of the antenna. Here is the transmission line. So a voltage source is connected from the transmission line to the antenna. So now if you consider the elements, so length of this element is half of the wavelength. So that's why this is called a half wave antenna. Okay. So this is a dipole. If you look at the figure, so a voltage source is here. So the voltage source is not shown in the figure. So the voltage source is connected by the transmission line to the antenna. Okay. The antenna has two conductors. Each conductor length is half of wavelength. Now because it is two conductors separated by space, system behaves like a dielectric. So it is called dielectric antenna. And because the length is half of wavelength, so it is called half wave dipole antenna. Clear? So then you directly remember the formula for electric and magnetic field. Okay, so these are actually not in our scope, also not in the scope of the book also, because this is antenna chapter of electronics. Okay, so this is a different approach. So I have collected some formulas. Simply you remember this. In our syllabus we simply have theory, but I have also collected some formulas for you, going through 2 or 3 books. So you remember the magnetic and electric formula. So magnetic formula, phi is the angle, S means static, J I0 is the current, exponential minus J beta is the phase constant, R is the radius, cos pi by 2 cos theta, theta is the angle, by 2 pi r sin theta. So this is the magnetic field. Similarly, the electric field is E theta S is equal to This is your what? Intrinsic impedance. So electric field and magnetic field are related by impedance. This we already studied in wave equation. So H phi s is equal to this much. So E theta s is equal to eta into H phi s. Okay, so here you see two angles I have taken. The phi is the angle that is created by magnetic field. Theta is the angle created by electric field. Simply you have to remember this formula. Okay, so this is beyond our scope because this belongs to actually the chapter I told you. These are derivations are there in the antenna chapter of electronics engineering. If you find application of antennas, so they are in detail, the derivation is there. So those are very complex derivations, different terms of antennas are there. We need not go to that chapter. So that is out of our syllabus. So simply I have collected this formula for you to just look at the value of electric and magnetic fields. Okay. Then the average power radiated, this the formula is P radiation is equal to 30 I0 square integration 0 to pi cos square pi by 2 cos theta by sin theta d theta. So on integration you will get 36.56 I0 square. And the radiation resistance is given by R radiation is equal to 2 into P radiation by I0 square. Okay. So radiation power is this much 36.56 I0 square. Radiation resistance is this much 2 P radiation by I0 square. So you may get a short question from this to calculate the radiation power or to radiation resistance. Okay. So you have to remember. So clear about half wave dipole antenna. So simply you have to remember this figure. The length, the current is I0. Here I is shown as a reference, current is I0 taken as I0. Okay. Then apparent half wave length is taken. Then the formula for electric and magnetic fields are there. These two formulas you remember. Okay. And this is the main formula you have to remember. The power and radiation resistance. This may come as a short question for you. Then let us look at the second type of antenna, that is the parabolic reflector. So parabolic reflector means what? Now it is called a parabolic reflector antenna because it uses a parabolic reflector. That means the reflector is the like the shape of a parabola. Okay, a curved surface. Okay, so that is why it is written in the definition. A parabolic antenna is an antenna that uses a parabolic reflector, a curved surface with the cross-sectional shape of a parabola to direct radio waves. So the parabolic reflector antenna is basically used to reflect radio waves. Okay. So the most common form is like a dish and it's called dish antenna. So the antenna that you are using in our home for cable, okay, that is a parabolic reflector antenna. So there the parabolic reflector is like a dish. Okay. So parabolic antennas are used as high gain antennas for point to point communications. Clear? So from one point to another point to communicate radio waves, to reflect radio waves, okay, the parabolic reflector antenna is used and it is a high gain. That means the gain of such antenna is very high. Okay. Then let us look at the two types. So one is axial or front feed, one is your off axis. Okay. So axial or front feed means suppose this one the axis, the middle one is the axis. So the reflection will cover both sides of the axis. So that is why it is called axial or front feed. Front means the facial side. Okay, the reflection will put on the facial side. And off axis. Off axis means just only one side of the axis reflection will be there. Downwards no reflection. Here you see in the figure you compare. In the above figure, two side reflection is there, but downwards only one side reflection is there. So this is called axial or front feed. This is called off axis. Okay. Then let us look at the last type of antenna, that is the Yagi-Uda antenna. So this is actually a Japanese manufacturer. So this was invented in 1926 by a Japanese scientist. Okay. Before the scientist, it is named as Yagi-Uda. So this is actually this Yagi-Uda is a application of dipole antennas. It contains multiple dipole antennas integrated together to form a bigger directional antenna. Okay. So a large number of dipole antennas are connected or integrated together to form a complex structure. That is your Yagi-Uda antenna. Okay. So it is used for an armature radio and are sometimes designed to operate. Okay. So multiple frequency it can operate, usually used for a radio purpose. Then the antenna full analysis requires calculating mutual impedances between dipole elements. That means various dipoles are there. So various intrinsic impedances are there. So various intrinsic impedances are to be calculated for design purpose or analysis purpose. So the two-port network, if you remember the approach, the two-port network approach is used here to calculate the design aspect. So the characteristics equation are given as the Z parameter equations, if you recall from your two-port network. So V1 equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2, V2 equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. So V1 I1 are the input output port voltages, I1 I2 are the input output port currents, these are the impedance parameters. Okay, so these are the various impedances of the various dipole antennas connected in the Yagi-Uda antenna. Okay, now let us look at the design of the antenna. So the design of the antenna is based on the following parameters: length and spacing of the element, diameter of the element, performance characteristics such as gain and input impedance. Okay, so the design of the Yagi-Uda antenna is based on the following three factors: length of the element and the spacing, that means gap between the elements, diameter of the element, and the gain, that means how much is the input gain, output gain, all these things, and the input impedance, that means the total input resistance of the antenna. Clear? So gain and input impedance are called the performance characteristics, because from gain and input impedance you can determine the performance of the antenna. So this completes our module 5.